The galaxy was vast, filled with thousands of civilizations. Some were peaceful, some aggressive, and some so advanced that their technology seemed like magic. Among these civilizations, Earth was considered nothing more than a tiny, insignificant planet, a small blue dot on the outer edge of a minor solar system. The Galactic Council had noticed Earth long ago, but they ignored it. After all, humans were primitive. They had barely left their own planet, their weapons were simple, and their science was slow. Harmless, said the council leader, a shimmering being of light named Varel, who had studied Earth from afar, a species with no power beyond their little planet. Why bother? Yet not everyone agreed. Among the council members, one alien analyst named Kale watched Earth more closely than anyone else. Kale was smaller in rank, almost invisible in the eyes of the others, but his curiosity was unrelenting. He had seen patterns in Earth signals, small bursts of energy that seemed different. Calculations suggested that the humans might be capable of things far beyond their current technology. "I am warning you," Kyle said quietly to the council. "Earth is not as harmless as you think. They are learning fast. Their energy signatures are unusual. If we continue to ignore them, we may regret it," Varel laughed. "Kale, your imagination runs wild. They are children playing with firecrackers. There is nothing to fear." Kyle clenched his translucent fists. "I am not imagining, leader. They are evolving in ways we do not yet understand. Their curiosity and creativity are dangerous qualities. They will surprise us," the council dismissed him. Kale's warnings were ignored. Meanwhile, on Earth, humans were busy with their own problems, unaware that the galaxy even existed. Wars were fought, nations argued, and technology slowly advanced. But in secret, a group of brilliant scientists had started experimenting with faster-than-light travel. It was risky, almost impossible, but humanity was never a species to give up easily. Dr. Elena Harris, one of the lead scientists, stared at the control panel of their first faster-than-light probe. The probe was small, only a few meters long, but it carried the hopes of humanity. "This is it," she whispered to her team. "If this works, Earth will finally touch the stars." The probe's engines roared with energy. It shimmered, twisted space, and vanished into the void beyond the solar system. No one knew exactly where it went, but for the first time in history, humanity had reached into the stars. Kyle noticed immediately. From his hidden observation station near the galactic edge, he saw the human probe appear and then vanish. He ran his calculations frantically. "Incredible," he murmured. "They are capable of faster-than-light travel. This changes everything." The council, of course, saw nothing extraordinary. To them, it was merely a small probe, insignificant in the vastness of space. Days passed. On Earth, the probe sent back data, strange energy patterns, unknown cosmic phenomena, and signs of intelligent life beyond their solar system. Dr. Harris and her team were thrilled. "We are not alone," she said, almost laughing, "and we are not helpless." Kale observed the humans' progress with growing alarm. Their rapid learning, their adaptability, their creativity, it all added up to a dangerous combination. Unlike other civilizations he had studied, humans did not follow predictable paths. They were wild, unpredictable, and that made them formidable. "I have warned them," Kale said, pacing. "They will not listen, and yet, Earth will change the balance of power in the galaxy." As Kale watched, he noticed another strange pattern. Humans were building devices that could manipulate energy in ways no one had tried before. On Earth, they did not even realize how unusual their experiments were. They were inventing faster, smarter, and more efficient ways to explore space. Then came the first incident. A small alien scouting drone sent to study Earth discreetly malfunctioned near the planet. It should have been invisible, but humans detected it instantly. Within hours, they had created a device to capture it, study it, and even reverse engineer some of its technology. Kale's eyes widened. "They can not only detect us," he muttered, "they can learn from us, and they are fast." The council once again ignored him. "It is only a minor incident," Varel said. "Humans are still children. Let them play." But Kale knew better. He had seen countless civilizations rise and fall, and he had never seen a species that combined curiosity, intelligence, and unpredictability like humans. To Kale, Earth was no longer a small, harmless planet. It was a growing threat. On Earth, Dr. Harris and her team continued their experiments. The probe had sent coordinates to an uncharted star system. Humans prepared their first interstellar mission. No one on Earth knew that someone in the galaxy was watching them, quietly alarmed by every step they took. The tension grew quietly in the council. Kale was called again, this time by the leader. "You are still worried about Earth?" Virel asked, voice echoing in the Hall of Stars. "Do you have proof, or is this just your imagination?" Kale took a deep breath. "I do not need proof. They will show you proof themselves in time. I only hope we are prepared when that time comes." Virel sighed and turned away. "We are the galaxy. We decide what is dangerous. Earth is not." Kale left the council chamber frustrated, but he did not give up. He continued to watch, quietly recording every human advancement, every experiment, every strange burst of energy. He knew that someday the galaxy would see what he had already discovered. Humans were far more dangerous than anyone imagined, and on Earth, humanity remained blissfully unaware. They celebrated each success, laughed at each failure, and dreamed of the stars. They did not know that someone, far beyond their solar system, was watching, warning, and hoping the galaxy would take notice before it was too late. Kale whispered to himself as he returned to his station. "They will surprise everyone. The galaxy thinks they are harmless, but they are wrong." The warning had been given, ignored by the powerful. Yet the clock was ticking, and the galaxy's judgment would soon arrive. Humanity was ready, even if the galaxy was not. The galaxy had begun to whisper about Earth. Some civilizations ignored it. Some laughed. But a few had noticed the small bursts of strange energy emanating from the planet. For Kale, the lone analyst who had warned the council, the evidence was clear. Humans were no longer harmless. Despite the council's dismissal, a small group of aliens decided to investigate. They sent a fleet of sleek, silent reconnaissance ships toward Earth. Their mission was simple: observe, report, and leave without interference. Earth was supposed to be primitive, defenseless, and entertaining at most. But they were wrong. The alien ships appeared in Earth's orbit quietly, almost invisible against the blackness of space. They scanned the planet for signs of technology, military activity, and potential threats. To their surprise, Earth seemed quiet, almost unprepared. At first glance. Yet humans had prepared in ways the aliens could never predict. Over decades, secret programs had built stealth drones, small unmanned spacecraft designed to patrol the edge of the solar system. These were not weapons meant for aliens, just tools for exploration and security, but they were smarter than anyone realized. The first contact happened by accident. One small alien scout ventured too close to the moon's orbit, curious about the planet's communication signals. Humans detected it immediately. "Unknown object approaching," shouted Captain Rains, a commander of Earth's space defense. He had been tracking unusual signals for weeks, expecting nothing extraordinary. The human fleet activated stealth drones. They moved quickly, silently surrounding the alien scout before it could react. Within moments, the alien vessel was immobilized. Its systems were scrambled, its communications cut. It drifted powerless in lunar orbit. Kale observed this from his hidden station. His translucent fingers clenched. "Impossible," he muttered. "They can detect and neutralize a fleet before it even arrives. This is unprecedented." On Earth, scientists and military commanders gathered around the captured alien ship. Its technology was far more advanced than anything humans had ever seen. Yet instead of panicking, humans studied it with curiosity, reverse engineering its systems. Every day their understanding grew. Every day they learned more. Meanwhile, the alien fleet began to arrive, expecting to face a primitive, defenseless species. Instead, they found themselves navigating a world far more prepared than they had imagined. The humans were unpredictable. Their tactics were clever, their devices unfamiliar, and their responses fast. One alien commander, a tall being with metallic skin named Vorath, grew frustrated. "These humans, they should not be capable of this." "How is this possible?" Another alien, younger and more cautious, replied. Perhaps Kale was right. The fleet decided to retreat temporarily. They returned to the edges of the solar system, confused and shaken. The humans had not attacked aggressively. They had only defended themselves. But the implications were clear. Humans could fight, and they could adapt. On Earth, Captain Rains and Dr. Harris examined the alien ship. "They underestimated us," Rains said, eyes narrowed. "And they will regret it if they try again." Dr. Harris nodded. We are learning from them. Every detail, every design. This is our chance to leap ahead. If the galaxy thinks we are weak, we can prove them wrong. Kale's warning now seemed more urgent than ever. The council would continue to dismiss him, but he knew the truth. Humans were unpredictable, intelligent, and fast learners. They were not just surviving, they were evolving right under the eyes of the galaxy. Vorath returned to the council with grim news. The humans are unlike any species we have encountered, he reported. They are clever, resourceful, dangerous in ways we cannot fully understand. We underestimated them. Varel, as always, remained skeptical. A few defense systems and lucky guesses do not make them a threat. Kale, you are still imagining things. Kale shook his head. I am not imagining. This is only the beginning. Humanity will surprise you, and when they do, it will be too late. Back on Earth, humans continued their secret projects. They upgraded their fleets, refined their technology, and prepared for a future they barely understood. Each day brought new knowledge, new possibilities, and a growing confidence. They had seen the galaxy. Through the probe, through the captured ship, through the signals, and they were learning fast. The alien council remained blind to the real danger. They believed humans were still children, easily controlled and harmless. But Kale knew better. He watched the planet, recording every action, noting every advancement, and preparing for the day the galaxy would finally face the consequences of ignoring his warning. That day was approaching. And Earth, unknowing yet unstoppable, was ready. Earth had survived its first close encounter with the galaxy, but the people did not celebrate publicly. Instead, in hidden facilities across the world, humanity quietly prepared for the future. They had seen alien technology, advanced, dangerous, and mysterious, and they had learned quickly. Dr. Elena Harris stood in the control room of a massive underground laboratory. Her team of scientists and engineers were working on something no human had ever attempted before. A ship capable of interstellar travel and combat, using both human ingenuity and stolen alien technology. We don't have much time, Elena said. Her eyes scanned the schematics floating in the air. They think we are weak. That is their biggest mistake. We will show them what humanity can do. On the surface, the world seemed normal. Cities bustled, people lived their lives, and governments conducted ordinary business. But beneath this normalcy, Earth was building a fleet that could rival anything in the galaxy. It was a secret no alien had ever suspected. Kyle watched from his distant observation station. His heart, or what passed for a heart among his kind, raced with unease. They are already stronger than I imagined, he whispered. And they are not even aware of their own power. Humans had always been unpredictable. Where other species followed strict patterns, humans improvised, adapted, and experimented. This made them difficult to understand, and even more difficult to defeat. The alien fleets had no idea what humanity was capable of, because no one could predict the choices humans would make. In a hidden docking station, engineers were testing a new prototype, the Horizon, the first human interstellar battleship. It was sleek, faster than anything humans had built before, and equipped with weapons that combined human creativity with alien technology. Drones, energy shields, and adaptive weapon systems, all designed by humans, made it unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Captain Rains, now commanding the Horizon, addressed the crew. This is not just a ship. It's a statement. If the galaxy wants to underestimate us, we will let them. But if they dare to threaten Earth, they will regret it. The crew nodded, determination shining in their eyes. Humans did not fight for conquest. They fought to survive, to protect their home and to prove their value. And that made them dangerous. Kyle continued to watch. He recorded every test, every simulation, every human innovation. His reports to the council went ignored, or worse, dismissed as exaggeration. They will not understand until it is too late, he muttered. Humans, meanwhile, were unaware of Kale's warnings. They were focused on their own growth, on mastering new technology, and on understanding the stars. Each experiment, each breakthrough, was a step toward a future that would shock the galaxy. The first test of the Horizon was scheduled in the outer reaches of the solar system. The crew prepared, tension thick in the air. As the ship's engines ignited, it accelerated faster than any human-made vessel before it, slipping silently past the asteroid belts and beyond the orbit of Neptune. This is only the beginning, Captain Rains said quietly. We are no longer just defenders. We are explorers. And soon we will be something the galaxy cannot ignore. Back in the Alien Council, Kale's frustration grew. They are learning too fast, he warned again. Every move they make is unpredictable. Every invention surprises us. They will surpass every expectation. Other council members shrugged. They are still children, one said. No one can take a planet so small seriously. Kyle clenched his fists. You are blind. Humanity is a storm waiting to break, and you cannot control it. Humans, however, remained humble. They did not seek war or revenge. They sought knowledge and survival. Yet their creativity, their courage, and their resourcefulness gave them power beyond what the galaxy could imagine. As the Horizon returned from its first interstellar test, the crew reported back. The ship had performed perfectly. New systems, human-designed strategies, and unexpected innovations had all worked flawlessly. The humans were ready, not for attack but for defense and discovery. Kale knew this moment would be remembered. Humans were no longer primitive. They were no longer a curiosity. They were a force, silent, hidden, and powerful in ways that no alien had truly understood. The Council would not see the danger until it was too late. But Kyle would watch and he would remember. Earth had hidden strength, and it would reveal itself in ways the galaxy could not ignore. And on Earth, humans looked to the stars, unaware that every secret test, every innovation, was building toward a future where the galaxy itself would finally understand the truth. Humanity was no longer harmless. The galaxy had started to notice Earth, but most civilizations still dismissed it as a minor planet. That dismissal would soon cost them dearly. The alien fleet led by Vorath had returned to the outer edges of the solar system, determined to test Earth's defenses. They believed a show of force would be enough to remind humans of their place. What they did not expect was how unpredictable humans had become. Captain Rains stood on the bridge of the Horizon, watching the stars streak past as the fleet approached. His crew was tense but confident. Every maneuver, every system test, every strategy they had planned was about to be put to the ultimate test. Report, Rains said sharply. Multiple alien ships entering orbit, Lieutenant Chen replied. They're moving faster than we predicted. Rains narrowed his eyes. Prepare defense protocols. Remember, they expect us to panic. We won't. Use what we've learned. Be unpredictable. The aliens struck first, sending a barrage of energy weapons toward Earth's outer colonies. They assumed these small settlements would crumble. They assumed humans would retreat. They were wrong. From hidden stations on the moons of Jupiter, Earth's defense drones activated. They were small, agile, and adaptive, designed to react in ways alien engineers could not predict. Drones darted between enemy ships, dodging energy blasts with impossible speed. Alien weapons misfired, disrupted by human ingenuity. Kale watched the battle unfold from his distant station. His translucent face betrayed both awe and fear. Incredible, he whispered. They are outsmarting a far superior fleet with strategy and creativity. They are human. On the bridge of the Horizon, Rains coordinated the human counterattack. Deploy the drones in three-pronged formation. Focus on disabling engines first. Use their assumptions against them. The humans were unpredictable. They targeted alien weak points that the aliens did not even realize existed. They adapted instantly to attacks, improvising strategies in the heat of battle. Every move was a surprise. Every decision was calculated but daring. The aliens had never faced anything like it. Vorath's fleet began to falter. Ships collided in confusion. Energy weapons misfired. The humans were not only defending, they were turning the tide. A young human pilot, Lieutenant Soren, maneuvered his craft through the chaos with precision. He used alien ship designs against them, predicting their patterns and striking critical points. One by one, alien ships were disabled or forced to retreat. Vorath growled in frustration. How is this possible? They should be helpless. They should be running. They are learning faster than we imagined, Kyle muttered to himself. And they are using every advantage we give them. The galaxy is blind to their potential. The clash ended with the aliens retreating, shaken and humiliated. Earth had not only defended itself, it had won. The humans had proven in a single battle that they were far stronger than the galaxy had believed. On Earth, the celebrations were quiet. The government and military kept the victory secret, knowing the galaxy would respond eventually. Dr. Harris and Captain Rains met in a secure command room. They expected fear, Rains said. They got strategy. They expected panic. They got courage. And they underestimated us, Dr. Harris nodded. We learned from them, we adapted, and we survived. But this is only the beginning. The galaxy will notice soon, and we need to be ready for what comes next. Kale's warning had come true. Humans had survived the first clash and emerged victorious. But he knew the danger was only growing. The galaxy had underestimated humanity, and the consequences would ripple across the stars. Prepare yourselves, Kyle murmured. The galaxy thought Earth was harmless. But now they know better. Humanity has proven them wrong. And on Earth, humans continued their quiet preparations, unaware of the full scope of what awaited them, but ready to face it with ingenuity, courage, and an unbreakable spirit. The first clash had ended, but the ripples of Earth's victory spread far across the galaxy. Stories of a small hidden planet defending itself against a superior alien fleet began to circulate in whispers. Some civilizations ignored the tales, thinking them exaggerations. Others grew uneasy, realizing that humans might not be as weak as they had assumed. Kale watched the galaxy's reaction with quiet satisfaction. Finally, he murmured, they are beginning to understand. But still they underestimate just how far humanity can go. On Earth, humans did not seek fame or revenge. Their victory was kept secret from the public, though scientists and military leaders quietly celebrated. The experience had taught them more than any simulation could. Humans were not only capable of defending themselves, they could think, adapt, and innovate faster than the galaxy expected. Dr. Elena Harris addressed the leaders of Earth's Secret Defense Council. We have shown the galaxy that Earth is not defenseless, she said. But this is only the beginning. They will watch us, they will try to predict us, and they may act against us. We must be ready. Captain Rains nodded. Every move we make from now on must consider not only survival but reputation. The galaxy will not treat us as harmless any longer. That is both a warning and an opportunity. Indeed, the opportunity was immense. Other human colonies, hidden across the solar system, began to expand their capabilities. New fleets were constructed, combining human ingenuity with salvaged alien technology. Strategies were studied, weaknesses exploited, and unpredictable tactics developed. Humans were preparing not just for defense, but for a place in the galaxy where they would be respected and feared. Meanwhile, the Alien Council convened an emergency. Forath spoke first, his voice tinged with frustration. The humans. They are clever. They outsmarted our fleet. This is not a minor planet. This is a problem. Varel, still skeptical, replied, One victory does not make a species powerful. They are still children playing with fire. We have nothing to fear. Kyle shook his head, his frustration growing. You do not see what I see. They are not children. They are the most unpredictable force I have ever encountered, and the galaxy has no idea what they are capable of. Whispers of Earth's strength spread slowly through star systems. Traders, explorers, and spies began to talk of the small planet with an uncanny ability to defend itself. Humans were seen as a species with potential beyond comprehension, a force that could challenge expectations and disrupt plans across the galaxy. On Earth, the message was clear. Humans did not need to fight aggressively to make their presence known. Their intelligence, creativity, and unpredictable strategies had already earned them a reputation. But they also understood that others might act against them, fearing their growing strength. Dr. Harris and Captain Rains planned their next steps carefully. We have shown the galaxy we are capable, Harris said. Now we need to show them we are prepared. If they fear us, we can control the situation before it becomes a war. But if we are careless, we could be forced into one. And Kale, watching from afar, realized that humans had achieved what he had long feared. They were no longer a minor, ignored species. They had proven that even in the vast galaxy, intelligence, creativity, and courage could overcome raw power. Remember this, Kale whispered to himself. The galaxy thinks it has control. Humanity will prove otherwise. From the outer systems to the core of the Council's power, the name of Earth began to carry weight. Allies of the humans, even if unaware of their strength, began to respect the tiny planet. Enemies began to plan cautiously, and in the quiet hidden labs on Earth, humans continued to grow stronger. preparing for the day the galaxy would fully understand the force it had underestimated. The galaxy was awake now. The whispers had become attention. Attention would become caution, and caution would soon become fear. And Earth, unassuming and clever, was ready for it. Earth had gained a reputation in the galaxy. Whispers of humans' cleverness and unpredictability had spread among alien civilizations. Some feared them, some respected them, but none fully understood the strength of a species that had learned quickly, adapted faster, and refused to be controlled. Captain Rains stood on the bridge of the horizon, staring at the holographic map of the outer systems. "They think we are defensive," he said. "They believe we wait for them to act. That ends today." Dr. Elena Harris nodded. "We strike smart, not blindly. We hit where they are weakest. And we do it in a way that teaches them to respect humanity without risking our planet." Across Earth, fleets were ready. Ships glimmered in the shadows of distant asteroids. Stealth drones waited silently. Human engineers had studied alien communications, deciphered their tactics, and prepared countermeasures for every likely scenario. Humanity was no longer waiting for the galaxy to make the first move. They would shape the future themselves. Kale watched with growing anxiety. They are planning an offensive," he whispered. "They are not just defending, they are striking first. This is unprecedented. The galaxy will not know what hit them." The target was carefully chosen, a small alien outpost that had been monitoring Earth. It was lightly defended, but critical for gathering intelligence on human activity. The attack had to be precise, surgical, and above all, unpredictable. Captain Rains gave the order. "Deploy drones in Wave 1. Prepare ships for precision strikes. Remember, we fight smart, not reckless. Hit, disrupt, and vanish before they even understand what happened." The human fleet moved like a shadow across the stars. Drones zipped through asteroid fields, evading detection. Human pilots used alien maneuvers in ways their enemies could not predict. Within minutes, the outpost was overwhelmed. Systems were disabled, communications cut, and the humans vanished before reinforcements could arrive. Back on Earth, scientists monitored the operation. Dr. Harris smiled. They thought they were the hunters. But humans are faster, smarter, and more unpredictable than they imagined. Kale's eyes widened as he recorded the attack. "Incredible," he muttered. "They are not only defending, they are shaping the battlefield. Humanity is rewriting the rules of engagement." The alien council was in chaos. Vorath, furious, slammed his fist on the console. How did they do this? "They should be cornered, defenseless. They are impossible to predict." Varel, the council leader, finally looked uneasy. "Perhaps." Kale's warnings were true. Humanity is not a species to ignore. Meanwhile, on Earth, Captain Rains addressed the fleet. "Today we have shown that humanity is more than survival. We are strategy, creativity, and courage. We do not wait for others to make mistakes. We make our own path. Remember this. The galaxy will not underestimate us again. The attack was swift, clean, and decisive. Humanity had struck first. But it was not an act of conquest. It was a demonstration of capability, a warning that Earth was no longer defenseless. The galaxy now had to take notice, and humans had made sure of it. Kale leaned back in his observation chair, shaken. "They have changed everything," he whispered. "The galaxy thought Earth was harmless, but humanity has proven them wrong. And now, no one can ignore it. And on Earth, humans returned to their laboratories and fleets, quiet but resolute. They had struck first not out of arrogance, but out of necessity, intelligence, and survival. Every action, every innovation, every strike proved a single truth. Humanity was unpredictable, clever, and ready for whatever the galaxy would throw at them next. The galaxy had been warned, and humanity was just getting started." The galaxy had finally begun to take notice. Earth, once ignored as a tiny, weak planet, was now on every council's radar. Traders, explorers, and spies whispered stories of human ingenuity, unpredictability, and courage. Every report painted the same picture. Humans were not only clever but fearless, capable of turning the tables on far stronger civilizations. Kyle observed from his distant station, his usual calm replaced with concern. "They have done it," he murmured. "They have forced the galaxy to recognize them, and they are only getting stronger." On Earth, humans were quiet, almost humble in the face of their accomplishments. They did not seek conquest, nor did they boast of their victories. Yet their actions spoke louder than words.
Every fleet, every ship, every innovation demonstrated that humanity had evolved from a small,
defenseless species into a force that the galaxy could no longer ignore. Captain Rain stood on the bridge of the horizon, looking at the stars. "We have done more than defend ourselves," he said. "We have earned respect, not through threats but through strategy, courage, and creativity. The galaxy now knows that Earth is not a planet to be ignored." Dr. Elena Harris nodded beside him. "Our victories are not the end," she said. "They are the beginning. We must continue to innovate, to learn, and to prepare. The galaxy is awake now, and we must be ready for what comes next." Across the galaxy, alien civilizations began to adjust their strategies. Alliances were reconsidered. Fleets that once ignored Earth now calculated their movements carefully. Some attempted diplomacy, recognizing that humans were no longer a minor species. Others quietly reinforced their defenses, wary of provoking a civilization that had repeatedly proven itself capable of surprising the galaxy. Kale's warnings were no longer ignored. The Council could see what he had always known. Humans were unpredictable, intelligent, and resourceful. "They are unlike any species we have ever faced," Kale admitted. "They learn, adapt, and act faster than we can predict. The galaxy must respect them, or face consequences." Back on Earth, humanity continued to look outward, not with fear but with curiosity and determination. They explored, they studied, they improved. Every step forward strengthened their position in the galaxy, and every action reminded them of one truth: humans were clever, bold, and capable of achieving the impossible. The galaxy had awakened to Earth's potential, but humanity had already moved beyond waiting for recognition. They had proven themselves not just by surviving, but by shaping the future on their own terms. In distant systems, alien leaders whispered warnings to one another. "Do not underestimate them," said one. "They are unlike anything we have faced." Kyle, watching it all, finally allowed himself a small nod. "The galaxy thought Earth was harmless," he said softly. "They were wrong. Humanity has proven it, and nothing will ever be the same." On Earth, humans gazed at the stars with quiet determination. They had survived the impossible, outsmarted the galaxy, and earned a place among the stars. And while the galaxy now watched them closely, humans knew one thing for certain: they were ready for whatever came next. The galaxy had awakened. And humanity was not just ready, they were unstoppable.